Hey everybody, welcome back to another draw along. Today we're gonna draw this, and we're gonna use the red pencil and the blue pen as usual. Let's get started. I chose these shapes because they have curved edges in them, and that's kind of a little challenging for me, so I thought it might be fun to get out of our comfort zone a little bit, get out of my comfort zone. Maybe you're awesome at drawing curved edges and this is nothing to you. If you have any tips, please let me know. I'm gonna draw the line back here. I always debate on whether or not I should draw the lines that you can't see or not. They never seem to quite line up. Maybe this is why I just need to draw them every time just to get a little better at it. We're not gonna see that anyway. So this might be a little bit easier. Basically from about here and then from about here, we're gonna make a curved line that goes this way, but it's not gonna touch the back edge here. It looks like about halfway here, and halfway here. Looks like that's about as far back as it's gonna go. And I already feel like I messed that up. The line, the curve would be far too shallow for what it's showing. And the curve in the image goes as far back as about halfway. And maybe I'm just having trouble finding the halfway point. Maybe if I drew the box with a little bit of perspective, maybe that would throw off what appears to be the center. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just winging this. All right, so the center of this line out there. All right, so this is gonna be like the peak of the curve. It's gonna start here. It's gonna peak there, and it's gonna come back around to there. Or I'm gonna start here anyway. That was not good. Is that a little better? I think I need to push it back a little bit more on this side and flatten it out a little bit more on that side. Oh, great, I forgot I have to do it for back here too. All right, so this line's gonna come down, straight down. This is the peak of the curve is gonna come down here, and it's gonna meet about center here. And then this line is gonna come around and then sort of vanish behind there. Okay, that's all right. I mean, I'm doing this because I knew it would be hard, and it's hard. Let's pen this in and see how close we get. I'm gonna try to follow the line that I think I made that was best here. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then this one, I feel like I got a little bit better. Oops, I started it wonky. Man. All right, well, at least you can tell which shape I was drawing. We made it that good, at least. Let's get some hatching in here. Okay, those lines were a little wobbly, but I like how it turned out. All right, these start a little bit darker over here and then start getting a little bit lighter and further away as they round the corner. All right, cool. Nice, one down. Now let's do this arch over here. This is going to be tall and skinny here, so about that wide. And then come back up. Draw this line too. Okay, and let's draw this other vertical. And then this line and this line are going to be parallel. And then this line, actually, let's draw the vertical lines here because I know it's easier to get I know what's vertical, so that's a little bit easier to, I don't have to worry about getting the angle just right, just draw a straight line up. And then these lines and these lines are parallel. Okay, and if we continue that up, and then lines meet. All right, cool. Now we got the arc, and looks like they found the center. So I'm just guessing at the center here. And then this line will come straight down. And then just a little in from here, I'm gonna draw this line. This is about how wide the feet are gonna be. And then they drew a line around the middle this way, but the arc comes higher than the middle vertically. So I'm not sure what that is supposed to do. I think what I'm going to do is draw a line up here, and I'll make this will be the peak of the arc. So this is the center line. This is how high the peak is going to go. So there's the center of the highest point of the peak. And then these vertical lines I drew are going to be oh, you know what it is? Oh, I know what it is now. So the line that they drew that was halfway through here represents, as the feet start going up, it's straight until that line, and then it starts curving around. Oh, okay. I'm understanding now. So this line, I guess I'm not sure how to draw like rounded curve. Like I can draw, well, I guess it's just an ellipse, really. If a circle in perspective is an ellipse, so I'm just taking like part of that ellipse, and that's going to be the arc. Okay, all right. Well, I think I got this curve for now, and I'm happy with how it's laid in. So I think I'll leave it at that. But I'll consider this just maybe think of this curve as part of an ellipse. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier for me to wrap my head around and thus recreate. Oops, missed that point just a little. draw it this way. And this goes up, starts curving right at the end. All right. It's not as clean as the one in the image, but it's an arc, an arch. And then the inside here. Let's get number 3 going. Starting with a box. It's a pretty boxy box. It's not rectangular, it looks like. Back, drawing it, I'm doing it. All right, this will be interesting. So I'm gonna draw a line here. This is about as thick as the base will be. We'll get it this way too. Okay, and then we're gonna quarter this face, so half, cut it in half that way, cut it in half this way, and this is a little small, but it looks like the curve on the top will fill this quarter of that face. So I'm making this a little small. It might be kind of hard to do with the pencil here to get, I just want to make sure I get a clean curved line there. Okay, that's good. This line actually should go all the way around. Okay. All right, and then this is going to come down to there. And then I guess I should cut this in half too. It's a little off, but it's going to bend around there. And then this is going to curve right around here. And then curve right around there. Okay. All right, I can already tell this is going to be a little wonky, but we're going in anyway. Let's get the straight bits first. All right, everything else is curved. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. Nice. All right, one more. I'm telling myself this isn't going to be as hard as it looks. All right, this is a little bit taller than it is wide. And it's a little deeper than it is wide too. Maybe I need to start drawing these a little bit larger. I wonder if these images were done digitally, maybe it doesn't matter. You can zoom in and out when you're drawing digitally and make it as big as you want. But if they're drawing them on paper, I wonder how large a box they're creating to make these images. See, what they did is they cut this face and this face into thirds. So I'm gonna do that as closely as I can. Okay, that's not bad, that's not bad. And then this. I can see a little bit of what I drew on the page behind this, and I got this ellipse that I drew a little earlier, so I got a lot going on in this corner up here. But I think I got that pretty close. It's close. It's close. All right, so and then they didn't cut this face in half this way. It's a little bit more maybe in thirds like that. Okay, so this is where this bit starts to curve down, and then I need to draw how thick the base is going to be. Okay. And then I should draw this all the way down, because we're going to see that, and then the base is going to bump into it there. Okay, and then where these lines meet, it's going to come down here. So this intersection and this intersection are going to meet up. All right, so it's going to come up here, it's going to curve down, and then right about, I don't know at what point, I don't know how to figure out how high. I guess I can just choose a height that it's going to start curving down. And then what they did was oh man, there's a lot of construction lines in here. I think if I was more comfortable drawing the construction lines, or at least being able to draw the construction lines cleanly to where I can see them, maybe if I used something darker than red, maybe we can try that next time. It might be a little easier to see, but this is the line that's going to represent where this drop starts curving out. But I need to make sure that however far in this piece is that's dropping, that I have some sort of reference point from this line into the box there. So I don't know, I might just eyeball it. All right, so it's gonna come out and curve down and then curve back. And then I'm gonna mirror it here. That's gonna be, we'll see how that looks. All right, I think I got all the lines in there. Let's go ahead, let's give this a try. All right, I'm gonna start with this line. And maybe I'll just draw that whole face. In here. goes up to the top, and comes this way, and then we got our curve going here. Let's that's all right. And then this line. And then this line. Okay. That's not bad. It turned out a little better than I thought. I'm happy with that. Get some hatching in here and call it a day. A little more space here, lighter, and then darker right around here, and then a little bit lighter on the way up. Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, that was tough, but I think it came out all right. Definitely, they look like the shapes I was trying to draw. This thing's a little taller than it is in the image. This thing's a little skinnier. But yeah, they're great. I'm happy. I mean, it was tough. You know, definitely it's a little more fun when you set out to draw something and it turns out like you want and it looks great. That's not life, is it? Sometimes it's gonna be a little wonky and you just have to enjoy the process. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.